The kettle hadn't whistled yet, but the house already felt like it was listening. A thin wall separated me from the sound that would change everything. A voice soft, unsure floated through the plaster. Not a song. Not yet. Just a man humming like he wasn't ready to be heard. The piano followed, hesitant, as if apologizing for waking up. I stood still, letting the notes settle into the room. Te trembled fragile as warm breath on cold glass. I didn't know his name yet, but I knew a man was speaking to the night. London in the 70s carried secrets in its rain. Window panes held onto moisture like memories refusing to fade. The streets outside muttered with distant footsteps. My flat smelled of old books and lukewarm tea. Life was quiet, maybe too quiet. Silence had weighed back. The evenings felt like the world exhaled slowly until someone moved into the flat next door. Furniture scraped the floor like a nervous introduction, and laughter spilled into the hallway soft. Unguarded, then came the music, slipping under the wall like a shy guest. The piano tested each note, one by one, as if deciding whether the world could handle the truth. Some melodies drifted like fading dreams. Others pressed hard, sharp, with unspoken things I listened without meaning to. The notes felt like confessions, or questions. No one else was brave enough to ask. Sometimes he paused long, heavy pauses, the kind people make when deciding whether to speak or stay silent. One night, the air held a strange thickness, the kind that warns you something important is arriving. Then I heard him whisper, "Mama." Just killed a man. Not sung, spoken. Like someone testing if the words themselves were safe. The silence that followed felt like an open wound. My tea went cold in my hands. I knew a turning point had arrived, but not its shape. After that night, his voice carried more weight. Pain, maybe, or release. The piano grew braver, louder, fuller, no longer apologizing, declaring. The fragments began forming something larger, a confession turning into architecture. A truth, learning how to breathe. I found myself leaning closer to the wall, listening like the plaster was a doorway. I recognized the change before a single note played. His footsteps were slower that evening. He shut the door harder than usual. The silence felt heavy, expectant. Then it came a single, sharp chord. Not hesitant, certain. Another chord, then another. A man was carving his truth into music. The voice finally broke free, raw and trembling. "I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me." It didn't sound like self-pity. It sounded like a man acknowledging his loneliness. Then the operatic layers exploded. Voices stacked like arguments with the self. Pleading, bargaining, surging like a storm trapped indoors. The room vibrated with every impossible harmony. The song was tearing itself into existence. Not polished, not rehearsed. Alive. Wild. I sat on the floor, stunned, listening to a stranger wrestle with his soul. Each line sounded like truth demanding release. He wasn't writing a hit. He was surviving himself. Then came the night it all came together. The building held its breath. Every wall seemed to wait. Then is this the real life? The clarity startled me, a voice that had stopped running from itself. The piano followed, steady as a heartbeat. Then the storm returned to opera, chaos, fire. But now it was purposeful. I closed my eyes. The music felt as sacred otherwise. The final whisper drifted through the wall. Any way the wind blows. A surrender. A man setting something heavy down. When silence returned, it felt holy. The flat next door suddenly felt larger, emptier. The song had outgrown the room it was born in. Years later, hearing it on the radio, I still heard the walls, and the whisper of a man who dared to tell the truth through song.